Iguodala up for the layup. Oh, blocked by Jordan. Open. Chicago.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of All in the Mix. This is episode 8. I'm with my guy Tyler, like always. You guys already know. And today we have owner and founder of CINCO brand, Jay Williams. Welcome to the show.
That was good. Blessing to be here.
Of course, man. Just to start it off, like, how are you doing, man? How you doing? I know you just dropped the line the other day. We're gonna get to that in a little bit, but just let us know how you're doing.
Man, I'm just trying to stay solid. Like keep my head above water. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. I feel like when it comes to, trying to win and stuff, when you pray for certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta realize it comes with sacrifice sometimes. You feel me? So like, so I just try to stay positive, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to be completely happy. You know what I'm saying? That's my main thing.
Love that. So but before we hop into your fashion career now, let's bring it back a few years. So you're from Colton, California.
Yes.
For the people that don't know where that is, like myself,
I wanted to know
where the hell is Colton, California?
Colton, California is they like to say a pass-through city. Like it's one of those cities you go through to get to another city. So it's a big, small type of city, but it's right in between Grand Terrace. I don't know if you guys know what Grand Terrace is. If you don't know, Grand Terrace is Riverside. Riverside and San Bernardino. It's in the middle. It's in the middle of and those two. That's where Colton is. Like it's like it's in the same like boat as Rialto. Like like you'll see Colton signs in Rialto. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
the Rialto, like Adelanto. That
yeah. It's like they're all just it's just in the middle of those.
So high school, you went to JW North High School, Riverside, California, and you hooped there. But a little bit about JW North. I know a few people that went there. They've produced athletes. Guys like Deshaun Taylor, who's a pro. Did Deshaun from Team Elite go there too?
Yeah.
Deshaun, who's over at, I believe, Sac State now. He's going to be on Netflix for the new Last Chance U Basketball.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Christian Gray, my boy over at Fresno State now. Another guy that I'm pretty sure.
Dogs.
Ryan Oakey. Ryan Oakey was my guy, little bro. He was my teammate for like 3-4 years, bro. At AAU, super long time ago. Doing music now. Got to get him on the show too. So how was your basketball career over at J-Dub?
Man, J-Dub helped me become the man I am today. If I didn't go to J-Dub, I probably wouldn't be doing CINCO. I probably wouldn't be doing none of this. Like they just, you learn life lessons. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see like when it really tests if you really want to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you go to, everybody at John W. North knows when you play at John W. North, it questions if you still want to hoop. You know what I'm saying? So it really builds that into you. It really shows you like, do I really love this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I love John W. North, like the discipline and everything.
It was serious, yeah.
Serious. Like, I'm talking about if you're 4 minutes late, we're doing 4 miles. You know what I'm saying? Like it's serious over there. So it's a really blessing to be able to play in varsity and play with those guys and stuff like that. Cause man, honestly, like playing at John W. North, I feel like I play with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So like even with college, like going into John W. North to San Diego City. It's like, bro, we used to do way worse. Like, it feels like I'm ready for this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's John W. North does that to you for sure.
Yeah, I will say everybody that I've known, and especially like you, of course, like that has played at J-Dub is a dog. Like, I feel like if you want to play that kind of school, you got to be a different kind of.
Yeah, you have to be a
lot of dudes that came up with freshman year to sophomore to senior years. A lot of dudes that transferred. It's a lot of dudes that is just
all that.
I can't do this no more, bro. I can't do this no more. But the solid gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Whoever stay solid. And we did pretty good. Like my senior year, we was doing pretty good. Like we was a great squad. We was a great squad.
So moving on to AAU. For the people that don't know, me and you were teammates for a little bit. AAU for Team Elite from Riverside, California, Moreno Valley, whatever city they want to claim.
Yeah.
Team Elite, was guys like Kawhi Leonard, Tony Snell, people like that all played for the team. We just that team right there was a team full of dogs.
Dogs.
Like,
Dogs.
We had no sponsors. We all had mismatched jerseys, mismatched shorts. Nobody in tournaments wanted to see us. I don't care what anybody said. We were straight dogs. We went everywhere and won.
Every level too. We had multiple teams, every level.
Bro, like 10U all the way to 17U. Dog. Animals teams, bro. Animals.
Little kids going crazy.
Yeah, dude, little kids were probably the best ones, bro. The 10U team was something crazy. I remember they were.
Yeah, that's one thing Elite does though. They hoop.
Hoopers, man. So you graduated high school 2018, right? 2018, you went on to San Diego City College, like you said. You touched on that a little bit. How long were you there? Did you play there at all, or was that how did that go for you over there?
I actually had a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I redshirted twice due to, issues and stuff like that. But this coming up season, I will be playing. So I'm excited for that.
Hey.
It's crazy though, because I haven't put a jersey on since 2018.
Man,
hey,
we in the same boat, my guy.
That's like Quinn.
Yeah, I just miss that feeling, miss that feeling. How that
there's nothing like it.
It's nothing like it. It don't matter who's in the arena. It's just being on that court with them uniforms on. It's just a different feeling. So I'm excited for that, for sure.
So moving to 2020, you started your brand CINCO while you were a student over at SDCC. You first started under the name God Family Basketball. What was the inspiration behind starting that brand and using that name specifically?
For that name, that's just like my motto. Like for me, that was just like at that point in time, that's all I pray with my family and basketball. That's all I'm doing, routine, like every single day. I'm talking to my family, praying, basketball. So it's just like, I remember I used to be, at first I was just making GFB shirts for myself. Right. But with Team Elite and stuff like that, I used to wear it all the time traveling. I used to get so many compliments and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I don't want nobody else to like have this slogan. So I'm gonna put it as a brand name. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I didn't do that is because like, even like with shirts I put out now, like the Kobe shirt you got on right now, like that has nothing to do with God or family. Like for me, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was more like, it'd be like, I didn't want to be stuck in a boat of making just Christian shirts. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
I didn't want to.
You can like, I don't mean to interrupt, but doing stuff like that, you can only go so far before you hit your
the ceiling.
Your ceiling, or like you
gotta expand at some point.
You finally reach your target audience, and then you're like, okay, now what?
Exactly.
So
it's so many people that could like. I remember with my GFB shirt, a lot of people was like, I love the shirt, but I'm not Christian and I don't hoop, but I want to support you. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that's a bubble. Like, I was just like, I don't want to, but that's my motto. But just because that's my motto, I can't force it on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I could still do shirts like that, but I just didn't want to just be doing that because it limits your ideas and your creativity. So
you end up being like super like confined in your space,
Yeah.
So what made you change the name? I read about it a little bit, but why CINCO?
Okay, so a lot of people don't even believe me when I say this, but it's on my birth certificate. I promise.
Before you start, I read it and I was like, okay, I need to ask him about it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Legit. I swear on my soul. Listen, I was born at May 5th. That's the 5th month, 5th day.
Okay.
I was born on a Friday. That's the 5th day of the week. And I was born at 5:55. So it's like the fives are just all over the place. Yeah. So it's like CINCO, and I didn't want to do 5 because it wasn't sticking. It just wasn't sticking. Like I was thinking like 5, like that don't sound right. 5 the brand. Like it didn't sound right. So me and my homie Mike at San Diego City, we was talking about, I was like, bro, I want to get this clone line going. Let's try to name it. Boom, boom. And I remember he was like, CINCO. And I was like, that's hard. From there,
that moment like,
I was like, that's hard. That's what it is right there.
That's lit.
Yeah. So that's what it is right there.
So you started your first couple lines with CINCO was frequency. I believe it's obviously you as that cover, right?
Yeah.
And then you did the 5 rings, which includes stuff like this with Kobe. You have shorts, t-shirts. you name it. Which I am in the campaign for on your website. I will
Sure.
add that picture of me in here somewhere. And single family. So what do those three things mean to you, and what is that all about?
Okay, it's crazy. I actually made a transition into the single family into the 5L family.
Right.
So for me, the 5L family it's just like the people like, for me, 5L means like afterlife. Like for life, like 4L means like this life. You know what I'm saying? But it's about infinity for me. Like my like the term Amaru, that was my brother's middle name, but that means infinity. So the reason why I went with the 5L thing is because like, bro, I got the people I have around me that's, really supporting me is more than just this life. Like when I pass, I'm still with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was about for me. The 5L family. So and I feel like anybody who, I don't really feel like it's literally like a list of people. It's just whoever supports me, you're part of the 5L family.
Absolutely.
So that's
a really, really cool, like deep way of explaining that.
Thank you.
I'll be quite honest. I was not expecting that. I was
Yeah,
I was sitting here like, damn.
That's above what people like think about. So that's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yeah, a lot of people just think it's just like, oh, he's number 5 and he put L. Like, it's really
it's
deep.
5L. Yeah, it's just like
yeah.
It's really deeper than that.
So you had touched on it a little bit. Amaru, that means immortal, blessed with eternal life.
Yes.
That's been the theme for your last 2 drops. Obviously representing our good friend Darion. So Amaru, Tyler, obviously, I don't, you probably don't know him really at all. Was our late friend, teammate, brother, big dog himself, Darion Thomas, who was taken from us tragically late October of 2020. Jay, I know this is probably a little bit tough still, obviously, to talk about since it's still fresh. But talk to us and talk to the people about who Darion is and who he is to you.
For me, Darion was just like, man, that's my day one, my ride or die. A lot of things I did for the first time was with him, like literally, like everything. I can't walk around or just open my eyes without thinking of him. Like it's literally everywhere I go. He was right here before, like everywhere. So it's like that was just my right hand. Like if I need help, he's helping. Like he had a big influence on a lot of single stuff and a lot of just whatever I needed help with, he was there. Like we talked every single day. I'm not good at talking to somebody every single day, but him, we used to talk every single day. So that was just my right hand, my best friend. And like he said, like it'd be disrespectful to call you my friend. Like that was like my brother. That was really like, that's really like the close thing I had to a brother. Like we used to really like live together, like for real. Like his family is my family. Like I call his mom, he called my mom. So that was like legit, like my brother. So
absolutely. Obviously that's a really touchy subject for the both of us. I mean, to me, him and you guys are like my little brothers still. No matter how big or how tall you motherfuckers are, you guys are always gonna be a little bro to me, and that's something that obviously sticks with you every single day, and I think about it all the time. Me and you have talked about it, and it's really tough. But to close out on a more positive note, so we can turn the mood around in this show a little bit.
Please.
This past Friday, March 5th, you dropped about 10, I believe it was 10 items on your show. On your website, which we will have the link for obviously down below, just because get your merch, everybody will have it down there. This drop includes everything from t-shirts, hats, keychains, joggers, turtlenecks, hoodies, whatever you want. Jay's got it, I promise.
I gotta copy something.
For sure.
In my opinion, like I told you earlier, that this is your best drop yet. And you keep getting better and you keep coming harder every single time. I love it. Obviously, I support you. I hit you up days before. I'm like, man, I fucking need it now.
One of my biggest, bro. You keep me going, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You keep me going.
And it's not just because like we're friends and whatnot, but I love your message even more now that you fully explained it, and I really understand where you're coming from, and it's awesome. And I think the people that obviously don't know who you are yet and haven't come across it yet,
I need to find out.
You guys need to come find out ASAP before it's too late. because this man Jay is going crazy. So we close that out now. Tyler, give us a little bit of some college hoops for the past week, just so we can you can fill me in, fill the people in, fill Jay in on everything that's going on. I know it was kind of a light week for all of basketball, but
yeah, it was a little bit of a light week. Yeah. First off, mainly like throughout like all of the weekdays, there wasn't a whole lot of like games I saw where it was like, oh, something stood out to me. But one game during the week did stand out to me, and that was on Tuesday. Number 4 Illinois beat number 2 Michigan 76-53. The Illini were without star player Ayo Dosunmu, who is in the top player list for all of college basketball.
He's cool.
That did not matter though, because they had freshman guard Andre Curbelo dropped 17 points and 6 rebounds, as well as their senior guard Trent Frazier adding 22 points as well in that I believe it was a 23-point win. So,
damn.
I mean, it's not like it was an upset, but number 4 beating number 2, that's a pretty big deal. More to come on Illinois. They had a great week. But the main big day in college basketball was yesterday, Saturday. And to start it off, number 17, Oklahoma State upset number 6, West Virginia, 85-80. The Cowboys were also without their best player, Cade Cunningham.
Oh, shit, he didn't play?
No, he did not. He had an ankle injury. He played earlier in the week, and then he got hurt in practice before that and did not play yesterday. However, they did not need him because their sophomore guard, Avery Anderson III, went off for 31 points and 6 rebounds as well. And they also had a freshman forward, Matthew Alexander Moncrief, chip in 18 points in that one as well.
That's a hell of a
So yeah, they didn't even need Cade Cunningham, and they did their thing.
Damn.
And then
upsets.
Also yesterday, number 4, like I said, Illinois. They did have Ayo Dosunmu this time. They were able to beat number 7 Ohio State 73-68. And Dosunmu did lead them in that one with 19 points and 4 rebounds. Also, Andre Curbelo once again chipped in 19 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. So he had a pretty solid week for them. And in the big upset yesterday, unranked Providence beat number 10 Villanova 54-52. The Friars were led by both junior guards David Duke, who had 20 points and 7 boards, as well as senior center Nate Watson, who had 20 points and 4 boards in that one. That shocked me when I saw that, because Villanova seems like that just wouldn't happen to them. They're just always a solid team. But they did lose. I think you're going to say it. They did lose Connor Gillespie.
He tore his MCL, right?
Yeah, he tore his MCL. So that was probably a big reason why.
Absolutely.
And also yesterday, another huge shock was not even ranked, unranked, Notre Dame, a 10-14 team, beat number 11 Florida State 83-73. The Irish were led by Prentice Hub, a junior guard who had 22 points and 5 assists, as well as, I don't know. I was like, that's a cool name though, Prentice. It's like Prentiss. And then they also had their junior guard, Dane Goodwin, chip in 15 points in that one. Notre Dame, not notable at all. So for them to beat a number 11 Florida State Seminoles team like that, that's pretty impressive. And kind of a rare player of the week that I picked this week. He wouldn't stand out to anybody. I don't think anyone even really knows who he is. But I like to try and find people that are doing good, that aren't just like big teams. So in back-to-back games, Darion Trammell, sophomore guard from Seattle University, he had 28 points, 4 assists, 3 steals on Friday. And then on Saturday, he had 27 points, 6 assists, and 5 steals, which gave him an average of 28 points for the week, 5 assists, and 3.5 steals.
Damn.
So he had a good, solid, plus it was back-to-back days, so that was pretty impressive to see. The highlight of the week, I do not want to talk about this game. Unfortunately, I have to, because this shot was crazy. USC's Taj Edey hit a corner fadeaway 3 game winner to beat UCLA last night. That was tough because UCLA was ahead the whole game. and a bunch of crap happened at the end that it got away from them. He had a great shot, all respect to him. So
Hey, shout out to the Mobley brothers.
yeah, they're legit.
He's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, shout out to
UCLA also did not have Johnny Juzang play in that game. He tweaked his ankle in practice, so that was a big factor. But USC got it done, so congrats. And one last shout out to our guy Jacob Davidson in his senior night. He had 18 points.
18.
And they got a win. Yeah.
18 shout out to my boy Jacob, man. I know he's been having like a rough end of the year, but senior night you can't not put him in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
18 of them things for you. There you go.
Yep, and that about wraps it up for college basketball. It's just gonna be a whole lot of like conference tournaments basically coming up soon. So
gearing up for March Madness, it's gonna be a big month, big couple weeks for a lot of people right now.
Hey, shout out to my guys, Jerry and Matt at Cal. Make sure y'all go crazy.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out Matt Bradley.
Matt Bradley.
That is a grown man.
Yeah.
As a grown man, being a grown man. Moving on to the NBA, let's start off with some news. My guy Kevin Love got the first Humanitarian Year of the Year award at the Greater Cleveland Sports Awards for his devotion to raising awareness and advocating for mental health during these crazy times during the pandemic. I know Kevin Love is one of the first NBA.
He's been advocating for mental health.
Him and DeMar DeRozan were some of the first people to speak out about it. And that makes me happy. Being somebody that struggles with that. So shout out to Kevin Love. He's just going to keep doing his thing. Last year,
to be superhuman. Like they want NBA players to just be.
Yeah, they want them to be just like.
And just hoop.
Shut up and hoop.
Nothing phases them. Nothing at all. Like, no, they're people.
So I'm glad he's doing this too, because it needs to be. People need to make a difference. Just because you get meals don't mean you're not sad.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then also last year he got the Arthur Ashe Courage Award at the ESPYs for his efforts to promote mental health awareness in sports. So again, shout out to Kevin Love. Moving on, the Atlanta Hawks fired third-year coach Lloyd Pierce. After in the past 3 seasons, he's gone 63 wins and 120 losses. That is pretty fucking bad.
I can see why he got fired.
He could have been got fired
because they have a solid team. So
I don't necessarily. A lot of people always point the finger at the coach.
Yeah, the coach.
But at the same time, I mean, the dudes on the team got to start making some. I mean, literally, the whole name of the game is score more points than the other team. These dudes are not getting it done. I
just feel like for me, like when it comes to winning, it involves change. Like it just involves change. So the easiest thing to do is blame the coach. So it's like let's at least change something around. If it doesn't work, we could
throw him under the bus right away.
Yeah. So it's just like that's what it is. That's why it's easy, because you can't just release the player or just trade him because it don't work just like that. Like literally just go in the office, you're done. Somebody coming back in. Just
I personally believe I see both sides of why they fired him, why they shouldn't have fired him. They've had the same roster, I believe, for the past 2 seasons. Obviously, they've been totally.
They have notable players who.
Yeah, they've been total dog shit for the past 2 years, anyways. Just for lack of a better.
They got some players though too. Like they have some great players.
Trae Young, John Collins, Clint Capella,
Rondo.
Sorry, they got Bogdanovich. They got Rondo.
Herder's not bad.
Yeah. I think. For the Hawks, I think they probably should have waited till the end of the season, because I know everybody hasn't been healthy. I don't think for a single game for that team this year.
Yeah, they always missing something.
Bad timing
with COVID, injuries, all types of shit going on. Also, shout out to Big O, Onyeka Okongwu. Chino Hill's finest, also plays for the Atlanta Hawks. Hopefully he gets some more minutes. The Atlanta Hawks also hired Nate McMillan as their interim coach for the time being. Nate McMillan is a great coach, was a great player. So hopefully that helps them turn around. But I think at this point they're at the bottom of the East, so you might as well just tank as hard as you can and just try to get another good draft pick. Start over next year. Buddy Hield, fastest player in NBA history to make 1,000 threes. He passed Steph Curry. He did it in 350 games. Steph Curry did it in 369 games. It would have been a lot faster if he didn't play with Klay Thompson, but we can argue that a little bit. But
Buddy Hield's the main shooter on the.
Buddy Hield has a clip. Don't want to spend too much time on that. Yeah, don't want to spend too much time on that because the Kings are ass. So Blake Griffin, we talked about it. We kind of I don't want to say we predicted it, but just because all signs were pointing to this was going to happen. He has officially been waived and bought out by the Detroit Pistons. Good for him. The Pistons are awful. He hasn't been playing well either the past 2 years. He hasn't dunked in 2 years in a game.
That's legit?
That is a real stat.
Wait, that's a fact?
He has 0 dunks in the past 2 seasons. Rudy Gobert
Griffin has 0 dunks.
Blake Griffin has 0 dunks in the past 2 years, and Rudy Gobert has the most dunks in the past 2 years. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
times has changed, man.
Man, times have.
That is shocking.
So a couple potential suitors for him. Apparently he's interested in the Brooklyn Nets, the Golden State Warriors, the Miami Heat, and the Portland Trailblazers. I think he would be a decent pickup for any of those teams. Obviously, if you're thinking championship, if you're him, you want to go to Brooklyn. You want to go to Brooklyn. That's an easy call. They don't really have a lot of depth, like we've mentioned pretty much every show. But then again, it doesn't matter because they keep not losing.
He goes to the Nets, it's gonna get scary.
Yeah, it's gonna get scary. But I'm not too worried about them getting Blake Griffin because, like I said, he hasn't been playing well the past couple of years. So unless, you know what, I will say this: if he comes out looking like rookie year or second year Blake Griffin, there needs to be some drug tests sent over to Brooklyn because there's something going on over there.
Right. I just feel like Blake Griffin with James Harden and KD, I feel like it's just gonna be a scary.
He's only got to worry about like 2 things if he goes there: finish.
Their starting lineup with KD back would be James Harden,
him and DeAndre Jordan playing together.
DeAndre Jordan again.
Oh my god. Not happen, bro.
That's their starting lineup, bro.
I did not want to see that, bro.
That's disgusting.
That's dude. I would need the back-to-back. I need our back-to-back, bro. This gonna
but his decision will be coming within the next couple weeks, couple days, maybe. We'll see where he go. I know he's gonna meet with some teams over All-Star break. Moving on to the All-Stars. I'm gonna actually have a little wardrobe change real quick. I'm gonna throw on something that's a little crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen this before or have seen me with it before. All right, so moving on. The All-Star 2003.
Hey, that's sick,
jersey,
bro.
In honor of All-Star Weekend, and this is our 8th episode also. Go on a little number.
Congrats.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It's been a ride. It's been a hell of a ride, honestly.
Hey,
it's been very interesting.
I go through every emotion. I gotta go through every emotion. Not gonna get there though. I promise.
Trying to, man. So KD and LeBron drafted their All-Star teams the other day. I don't know if you guys caught the draft at all, but it was pretty funny.
It was really funny. They were dogging the Utah Jazz, bro.
Yeah.
The last 2, that was comedy.
So LeBron drafted his starters, which is Steph Curry, Luka Doncic himself, Giannis, and Jokic.
That team is stacked.
That is a NBA My Team roster.
Yeah.
His bench is Damian Lillard, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Chris Paul, Domantas Sabonis, and Rudy Gobert. Sorry ass. Ben Simmons will not be participating. I will get to that in a little bit. Team Kevin Durant starters: Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, who will be replacing Kevin Durant in the All-Star game and starting lineup, and Joel Embiid, who is being replaced by Zion Williamson in the starting lineup. I made that face too, Jay, when I saw it.
Hey, I'm real with you. Team LeBron's for sure winning. Like,
that team is ridiculous.
Yeah. Kevin Durant's bench is Mike Conley, who replaces Devin Booker, who is a replacement for Anthony Davis. Zach LaVine, James Harden, Julius Randle, Nikola Vucevic, and Donovan Mitchell. On paper, this team does not stand a chance against Team LeBron. But we've been surprised every year for the All-Star game, so we will see.
Plus, there's really no defense that's played, so if they had people go off for that team, it's possible. I mean,
I I remember I thought the same thing when I think it was like when Giannis was the captain. I remember Giannis was picking stupid teams. I'm like, bro, this team is not gonna do anything. But and they was hanging in with them.
And
So
they
I
came
think
out, yeah.
they're pros at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
hey, we gonna
And
see.
especially with like this new format they're using, with the whole like combine the points and plus. I still don't understand it, but
I don't really get it either, yeah.
It ends up being very competitive towards the very end, which is we all love to see that. Like we don't like to see 200 to 150. Nobody's trying to watch.
Didn't it end on like a free throw last year or something?
Yeah, it ended on. I think LeBron did a free throw or something like that. Also, the two guys that will not be participating, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. This actually came out this morning, March 7th, Sunday morning. They will not be participating in the All-Star game because of contact tracing. They got their hair cut yesterday or the day before, and the barber had tested positive for COVID. So those guys will not be participating.
I'll be tight. Oh my! Imagine going to your All-Star game right before the All-Star game or bar. Oh man, I'm just trying to get fresh, bro. That's it.
I'd be sick.
That's what they were trying to do. That's what sucks. COVID, man.
Man, they were just trying to get fresh for no fans. I feel it though. Moving on to the All-Star events, which everything is going on all in one day this year,
which has never happened.
Which is I think it's stupid. I don't think there should have been an All-Star weekend. There wasn't supposed to be an All-Star weekend, but we all know NBA needs their money for whatever reason. NBA, please don't take any of my videos off of YouTube. I apologize. But I personally don't think it's a good idea. Because I feel like All-Star Weekend is about the fans also, and there's no fans, so like, what's the point? Yeah. So before the game is going to be the Taco Bell Skills Challenge, featuring Robert Covington, Luka Doncic, Chris Paul, who this will be, I believe, his 6th time in the Skills Challenge, and he's never won. Julius Randle, Domantas Sabonis, and Nikola Vucevic. I think either Chris Paul or Sabonis is going to win randomly. I think like for Chris Paul's sake, like, dude, it's like your 6th time, please win.
You gotta win one, yeah.
Yeah. Look, looking at this pool of guys, obviously, they have to put guards and forwards in there now to make like a weird little competition. Who do you guys think is gonna take this one? Jay, I'll start with you, and then Tyler will wrap up right there.
I'm a Chris Paul fan, so I think it's no way you should do the 6th time and be as in experience as you and not win it. I don't see, if he doesn't win it, he shouldn't do it ever again. I'm curious.
No, yeah, I think at this point it's been far too many.
You're times. A vet. Like you're a vet. Like he's
had enough opportunities.
Yeah, wrap it up after that if you don't win it. But yeah, I my vote is Chris Paul for sure.
Tyler, what do you think?
I think, like Jay said, obviously Chris Paul, he deserves it. If he doesn't, because he probably won't do it again after this, but who knows? I think that Luka Doncic has the skills to do it. I don't know if he's like fast enough to get it done and stuff like that, but probably Chris Paul or Luka Doncic. I'll go with Luka Doncic just for the heck of it.
Okay. Moving on to the Mountain Dew 3-point contest. I don't know why I'm saying these brand names. They are not paying us. That is just what it's called. It is going to feature Steph Curry again, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, and it was supposed to be Devin Booker, but he also got replaced by Mike Conley in this contest. I don't really know Mike Conley as I know he can shoot. I didn't know he was shooting like that. My pick, just because Steph Curry has won the competition before, I'm not going with Steph Curry. I will be going with Zach LaVine because Zach LaVine has been putting on a damn show this entire year. He's a first-time All-Star. He's already won the dunk contest, so let's see what else he can do. And I'm probably wrong about this, but he might be the first person to win the dunk contest and 3-point contest. I don't know if anybody's ever done that before.
Yeah, we'd have to check that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to fact check that. But yeah, I'm going with Zach LaVine. Jay, who are you rocking with in this one?
I have to go with Steph. I have to. I can't doubt Steph. Every time I doubt Steph,
he wins.
He proves me wrong. He proves me wrong every time I doubt him. So I learned over these years, never doubt Steph. Never doubt Steph. He's
respect that.
Gonna come true. So I'll go with
Tyler, what you got?
I mean, my first instinct is to go with Steph, because Steph Curry, and he's probably gonna win it. So I'll go Steph Curry. I think that it'll be closer than people think. I do
agree.
think.
Yeah.
I think Donovan Mitchell can shoot really well as well. So be interesting.
The thing about the 3-point contest that a lot of people kind of overlook, and it's really simple because it's like right in front of your face. You're not shooting off the dribble. You're not catching a pass. You're reaching and shooting. So you got to think who's the best at just stand still, letting it go. Any of those guys really can catch it and let it fly. It would be hilarious to me if Mike Conley pulled it out and won.
That would be crazy as a replacement.
Yeah, that would be funny. So those two events are before the game. At halftime of the All-Star game is going to be the AT&T Dunk Contest featuring Anthony
Oh, it's
Simons.
at halftime.
Yeah, it's at halftime, which is
Wow.
weird. Which is
Okay,
why
I do not like how they picked the slam dunk contest this year, but go ahead.
no, it's a little weird. It's kind of like I don't want to be disrespectful because one of these guys was a lottery pick. One of them plays for a good playoff team, and one of them is a local guy. Anthony Simons, Cassius Stanley, and Obi Toppin. This might be the weakest field of the dunk contest that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful to those guys because they're obviously good enough to be in the dunk contest. They're all extremely athletic.
I didn't know Anthony Simons could dunk like that, to be honest.
That man has bounce. I found this out like 2 days ago. I saw some videos on Twitter because people were talking crazy and somebody started posting videos, and that man is ridiculous. But going off firsthand experience, playing against this guy, playing with this guy, almost being dunked on by this guy, almost being jumped over by this guy, I'm going with Cassius Stanley. Cassius Stanley had, I think in the combine, was like a 46-inch vertical or something like that. You guys are obviously familiar with him. He's a Southern California guy. I don't want to get into his age or anything because that is also a fun topic. But I'm rocking with Cassius Stanley just off the simple fact that I've seen what he could do at a younger age, him being in high school, and I'm just going off him just based off firsthand experience. Jay, who are you rocking with? You got Anthony Simons, Cassius, and Obi Toppin.
I got Cassius just because I played against him, and I just see that. I'm talking about I went up for a layup. This man was on this side. He ended up blocking. I'm like, whoa, what?
Hey,
so
he's
like that.
crazy
He's like that.
Were you at our game when we played at that high school in Long Beach when he jumped over? Do you remember? Do you remember Mega?
I think so. I'm sorry. We have Elite. Let's get this out the way. Elite has so many games.
So many games, bro.
It
But this one in particular stood out to me because he was playing for Pump and Run, and Mega took a charge in the middle of the paint, right? And me and Ajani were sitting. Me and him had just come out the game, right? Also, shout out to Ajani. He was also on our team.
Oh my God.
Friend of the show. And he was taking a charge in the middle of the paint, right? Cassius takes off from like the dotted line, bro, off 1 foot, stepped on his chest and yammed on him. That was the last time we ever saw Mega, bro. He never came back to a turn, nothing after that.
Yeah, I remember Mega. Shout out to Mega.
Bro.
I remember he did go MIA though. I didn't know that was the reason though.
I don't want to sit up here. I don't want to sit up here.
I thought he just wasn't showing up. I thought he just wasn't showing. You know, we had issues sometimes, but hey, that's the reason. Yeah, I wouldn't show up either. I
have to find that video and show you because it's on YouTube. And I remember me and Ajani were on the bench like moving crazy, right? Coach, I believe it was Coach Yulan turns around. Y'all never seen anybody get dunked on before? And we're like, not like that.
Not like that.
Yeah.
How tall was Mega?
He was what, like 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, Mega's big.
Big ass dude. And he was like big. Football player type.
Stepped on his chest.
Stepped on his chest and dunked on him like this, bro. I wanted to cry. Like,
he's one of them dudes like you wouldn't even expect getting dunked on. You know what I'm saying? Like he's big like that. Like
his dumb ass took a charge.
Cassius Stanley's just a freak. Yeah, he's crazy.
Tyler, who do you got in the dunk contest?
I think RJ Hampton should have been in it, first of all.
I agree.
And then also because he's throwing some crazy stuff this
He's
year.
been yamming. Oh my god.
I'm gonna go with Obi Toppin. I like what I've seen in highlight videos from him. He gets up and
There's some crazy lobs.
be tough.
Crazy lobs.
It'll be tough to beat Cassius Stanley though.
Yeah, look, I think this year it's going to be about who's more creative because all these guys have bounce.
Yeah. I feel like Cassius has that in the bag though. He's real creative. I feel like he could be real creative.
I've seen Cash just do some shit, bro.
Yeah, it's like that.
You know what's funny is like after all these years and everything that gets like thrown down and everything, what can you come up with? You know, like it all just starts to get like the same.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, your expectations are high.
Now it's all about creativity, especially moving on from like the dunk contest with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
I thought I'd seen everything until I saw that, but
yeah, no, that was honestly that's how I've been feeling. Like it can't get better than that. Like I seen that after I seen that
was the craziest.
I don't even want to watch it because I know it's not going to be like that. You know, like last year.
So the judges this year are all people that were on the Atlanta Hawks also, and we're all dunk contest champions. Dominique Wilkins, who won in 85 and 90, D Brown, who won in 91. Jason Richardson, who won in 2002 and 2003, Josh Smith, Big Smooth, who won in 2005, and Spud Webb, who won in 1986. Those guys are all going to be judges, so hopefully they critique these guys pretty hard and they're not giving out 50s just because, or 9s because they want somebody on their former team to win. Shout out to Dwayne Wade.
Every time I think of Josh Smith, I think of when Kobe dunked on him on that last play in the fourth quarter. That was disgusting. Every time I even picture him, I just think of that play every single time. When he used to play for the Hawks and he just glided on them, I said, oh my God. Yeah, I just think of that every single time. I just had to say that real quick because that was just crazy.
So the last couple parts about my NBA section. I got 2 players of the week. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of NBA action, a lot of college action either, but 2 guys that have just been monsters this whole year. Joel Embiid, who's averaging 30, 11, and 3. He only had 2 games this week. They beat the Indiana Pacers. He had 24, 13, and 5. Then they beat the Jazz, and he had 40, 19 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. Joel Embiid is one of my MVP candidates this year, but we'll get to that in a little bit. He's having a monster year for the 76ers, and let's see. Hopefully he can keep it up, and hopefully that team can keep it up as well. And of course, a reoccurring member of the show, Bradley Beal. As this year, he's the NBA's leading scorer again. He's averaging 33, 5, and 5. The Wizards are having a decent, past couple games. They lost to the Celtics. He had 46, 7, and 2. Then they lost to Portland. He had 36 and 8 and 4 steals also. And they beat the Timberwolves and he had 19. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. They lost to the Grizzlies and he had 23, 6, and 5. Then they beat the Clippers and he had 33, 7, and 3. Bradley Beal is a problem. He finally earned his starting rights in the All-Star game. Shout out to Bradley Beal. I would love to get him on the show one day just so I could, finally show him all the love that we have for him.
Quinn deserves that.
I am a huge Bradley Beal fan.
Play this clip when you do though too. Play this clip. Man. It's gonna happen.
I need it. My rookie spotlight, friend of the show, damn near at this point. We talk about him pretty much every single episode. It's kind of undisputed rookie of the year at this point. LaMelo Ball. He's averaging 16, 6, and 6. Against the Kings, he had 24, 4, and 12, and they won. Then they lost to Portland. He had 36, 8, and 4 steals. Then they beat the Timberwolves. He had 19, 7, and 5. He's obviously, without a doubt, rookie of the year. Nobody's even coming close, really, except for maybe 1 or 2 other guys. Yeah. Also, I would love to get LeVar Ball on the show. I gotta somehow get this money because for real though. He's been real quiet and letting his boys go to work, and both are playing. They've
been doing better.
He's not doing what he did when Lonzo first got to the league. He's really just letting him do.
I feel like if he would have went about it a different, like how he is for LaMelo, Lonzo would have been better coming up. but
Absolutely.
everybody was constantly just going at him super duper hard because of the hype.
Might
They're
still
not
be
like
on
that
the
with Melo,
Lakers.
like like they're not.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So LeVar Ball, if you ever see this, I need you on the show because we have shown your boys nothing but love on here. And you know they're playing their ass off. I got two teams on the rise right now. The Phoenix Suns, who we talked about last time, they're the second best team in the West right now. Their record is 24-11. They're led by, of course, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. I said this last time. I still don't think they're a real contender. They're just on a roll right now, winning a lot of close games, winning a lot of good games against bad teams. They've won 8 out of their last 10 going into All-Star break. So you know that they are playing really well. Like I said this before, but hopefully they can keep it up and keep them. Obviously, they're going to be a playoff team unless something extremely bad happens to this team. You know, but I still don't think they're in any place to win a championship this year, maybe not even next year. Like I said, I think they're still missing one more thing.
yeah,
Yeah, like I said last week, they definitely need just at least one piece.
yeah,
If
they're gonna
not
be a problem
more.
still. It's just you know how CP does in the playoffs. He always gets hurt. So as long as CP
He'll
stays
get
healthy,
hurt, and you know, and Devin Booker and Ayton.
Trying to rely on Devin Booker to do everything.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna be tough.
those guys don't really have playoff experience, so they don't really know what it's like to go up against the same teams possibly 7 times in a row.
Facts.
So I think they're missing maybe another veteran like defender, like stretch 4 type of guy, which I think would be a perfect fit for that team. But moving on, I mentioned this team a little bit ago, the Washington Wizards. They've actually been playing extremely well the past couple games. They're led by, of course, Bradley Beal, who I mentioned earlier, and Russell Westbrook, who's pretty much averaging a triple-double right now. He's averaging 29 and 9. Russell Westbrook does it every year. It doesn't really matter what team he's on.
Hey, baby.
Exactly. You know, with how weak the East is, if they keep going on runs and they keep winning spurts of 5 games, 6 games, 5 games, 6 games in a row, they might be able to sneak into the playoffs. Right now, they sit at 12th in the East going into All-Star break. But, you know, like I said, if they keep going on little runs and they keep beating teams that are playoff teams, they might be able to sneak into that 9, 10, 8 spot and be able to play in the little round robin tournament that they have.
Yeah.
And
They're
the
starting
East
to play
is
some inspired ball.
Facts. I feel like the East is weird. It's unpredictable. Like you could predict the team in that West. Like
for sure.
The East is all over the place.
It's all over the place.
You got the Knicks at what, like 18 and 17 or something like that, and they snuck in.
Facts. Like the Heat. Like who would have thought last year the Heat? You know,
no one.
It's just crazy.
Nobody was talking about the Heat going
at all
to the finals last year at all. It was always Milwaukee, Boston,
Bucks,
and Philly.
Yes,
Boston,
all folded. That's the thing. With the teams in the East be folding. Like they have a great season. So when they come to playoffs, it's like, what is going on? Like, you know,
exactly.
Like, so
and like I had said, you know, if teams like the Wizards and even the Knicks did it, Tyler, like you mentioned, just go on a run where they win 4, 5, 6 games
at the end of the season. Yeah, they
could end up going from 12th in the East to 7th out of nowhere because
just like that.
If you look at the East standings, you got teams that are 500, below 500 that are going to be possible playoff teams. And you're just like, really? Like,
that's crazy and sad.
Very sad. So, and like I said, I think they might be able to sneak into the playoffs, especially if Brad and Russ stay healthy the rest of the year. They do have some very solid pieces around them, like Davis Bertans and people like that, even though they are missing starting center Thomas Bryant, and he tore his ACL earlier in the year. But going into All-Star break, going into All-Star break, they've won 7 out of their last 10, so good for them. My last segment before we hop into the little fun question at the end, mid-season award predictions. I saw this on the NBA website. I'm not taking credit for this segment. I did read about it a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, let me make up my own. So, Coach of the Year. I believe the top candidates are Quinn Snyder from the Jazz, Steve Nash, first-year coach for the Nets, Monty Williams, coach of the Suns, and I'm not really a fan of this guy, but Doc Rivers, coach of the 76ers. He's successful to a T wherever he goes. Hasn't been able to get over the hump for a while now.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting, like playoff wise for the 76ers, because
Absolutely.
that was
We
the
gotta-
knock on the Clippers.
2010. He been in a hunt.
Yeah. So my pick is Quinn Snyder. Just because the Utah Jazz have been the best team in the statistically the best team in the league the whole year now. If it's not Quinn Snyder, I want to give it to Monty Williams, because I feel like he's extremely disrespected as far as being a head coach for a team goes. He doesn't really.
The Suns earned it. Yep.
Yeah, the Suns have earned it, and he hasn't really gotten a chance to build a team wherever he goes. It seems like he always gets a year or two, and they're like, okay, get your ass out of here.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so either one of those guys would be fine with me. If Steve Nash won it, I think a lot of people would raise hell, because
Not like
It's
that.
not like he really even did anything for that. They just built an amazing mega team. So
yeah, I don't see him winning that award, but if he did, people are gonna raise hell. Who do you guys have out of those 4 guys, or if you guys have somebody else that I didn't mention, that would be coach of the year? Jay, I'll start with you.
Quinn. The Jazz is just, they're being unbelievable right now. Like, legit. Like, I didn't expect this out of them. So Quinn for sure, because they're hooping. They're hooping over there. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
I think we are unanimous. Quinn Snyder as well. Yeah. The Jazz, you can't not give it to the coach of the best team right now.
undeniable right now. Like, you can't talk down on them. They're
And in the way the NBA picks their coach of the year, they always pick the team with the best record, or like the coach of the best team.
yeah.
Right now the best team is
Jazz.
Utah Jazz. So, shout out to them. Let's see if they can keep it up through April, May, and June. Rookie of the year top candidates, to me, there's only 2 that have a chance. One of them, it's obvious. LaMelo Ball and Tyrese Halliburton. Sacramento Kings. He's been playing really well, but to me, it's without a doubt LaMelo Ball. I don't want to speak for you guys, but I think that it's kind of unanimous. It's got to be LaMelo. So I don't want to spend too much time on that, because, like I said, the rookies haven't been extremely impressive to me, except for him. So
you can't even put a top 5 of best rookies.
Like I said, I had to really think about this earlier. I was like, who else? I was like, well, Tyrese Halliburton's been playing pretty well too, but don't want to spend too much time on that. So moving on, 6th man of the year. To me, there's only one person that is a candidate for this award, Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson right now is getting
Laker boys
buckets. And all of those guys that were on the Lakers now are fucking
hooping.
That always happens, though. That always happens. Whenever they leave somewhere, they just go crazy.
Yes.
It's like
Bazemore, Julius Randle, D'Lo, all of them. Like
Brandon Ingram.
Hooping. Brandon. Yeah, I can't forget Brandon. Like even Thomas Bryant. Like, come on.
Yeah. He was no one for us.
He wasn't even playing. Like, come on. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And who else?
Mo Wagner's on that team as well.
The center for the Clippers last year. What's his name?
Zubac.
Oh, Ivica Zubac. Yeah.
Bro, he was on the reserve. Like, come on. Like, they're all hooping, literally. Like, I'm like, man, this is ridiculous.
So again, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I think Jordan Clarkson is a unanimous pick here. He's averaging 18, 4, and 2 off the bench. He's definitely the go-to guy off the bench for that team. He just goes in and gets buckets. He had a career high like 40-something a couple weeks ago.
Dang.
Shout out to my guy JC, man. Defensive Player of the Year. There's a few candidates that I was reading about, and a couple guys that I threw in also. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, DeJounte Murray, Drew Holiday, and of course, how could we go without talking about Rudy Gobert yet again? I think, just because I am going to be extremely biased on this answer, I don't like Rudy Gobert if it wasn't obvious.
If you haven't caught a single show of ours, yeah.
Yeah, I'm right with it.
We're all like that.
Not a fan. He's too big. He's just too, like, his body built. I just feel like
it's very awkward.
It doesn't make sense. Like, you're doing the minimum for me. Like, what he does is the minimum. Like, he should do way more. Like, I don't know. But they're winning. They're winning. So
I think, just based off me being biased and someone who has called himself the best defensive player in the NBA, I'm rocking with Ben Simmons on this award. Just to mix it up, because I don't want to give Rudy Gobert more accolades than he already has. So I want to just mix it up. If it's not Ben Simmons, it could be Joel Embiid. He could do what Giannis did and win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. But let's see. Jay, who are you rocking with out of those guys? Or if you have somebody else in mind, let me know.
I'm gonna go with Ben. I feel like Ben.
Ben's
I feel
defense has been tough.
Yeah, I feel like for Ben, bro doesn't get a lot of, they always bashing Ben, so at least he could come out the fire with something, for at least.
The only knock I have on him. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
All right, no, you're good.
The only knock I have on him is I was watching him against De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron Fox destroyed Ben Simmons.
Hey, he gave him like 36 and 10 or 40 and 10 or something like that.
And
he was going
there are highlight videos from that game that are disgusting.
He put him on his ass too. Something crazy. Yeah.
So that would be like my only knock. Ben Simmons is a hell of a defender, hell of a player. I kind of want to give it to Joel Embiid. I think it's pretty cool if he was able to get both MVP
absolutely
and Defensive Player of the Year.
I think, out of these guys, except for one, I mean, you can't really go wrong giving any of these guys that award. It would be cool to see somebody that would come out of the blue, like DeJounte Murray or Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday would finally get some respect on his name, and get an award like this. But we'll see how the NBA rocks, and knowing them, they might end up giving it to Rudy Gobert again for like the 90th time.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Most valuable player, MVP. The top candidates that I was reading about, they only mentioned two guys. My pick is neither one of these guys. The two guys they mentioned were Joel Embiid and LeBron James, which I thought was kind of weird because there's somebody in my mind that has been going nuts and deserves more respect than he's been getting. So I chose Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard, I believe he is averaging close to 30, if not 30 right now. Carrying that team pretty much,
Clutchest player you could probably ask.
Yeah, he's
for.
definitely the most clutch player since rest in peace Kobe Bean. So I think in my eyes it's Damian Lillard. With the NBA goes and how they do with their little narratives and how they look at things, it's going to be Joel Embiid or LeBron. Yeah. So Jay, out of those two guys or somebody else.
I'm gonna have to agree because I feel like Dame, he deserves more than a bubble MVP. They give him a bubble MVP. I feel like he deserves an actual MVP award,
Exactly.
So I'm gonna have to agree with you because he really been doing this thing that's consistent. It's like people can't really talk down on Dame saying oh yeah, he been doing
the
this.
Dude drops 30s and 40s like every freaking game practically.
He deserves it. So just how Bradley Beal got his, he deserved his All-Star star. I feel like Dame deserves that MVP. That's what it is. That's what it comes up to. So absolutely. I feel like I agree.
Tyler, what do you think?
I agree with that. I think Dame definitely deserves it. He's disrespected for how well he plays. Between LeBron and Joel, I would pick Joel Embiid because he's just been
he's having a phenomenal year. Yeah,
he's going crazy. So LeBron's LeBron. If they end up being the better team, he might get it because that's just how it goes in the NBA. But we'll see.
Yeah. See. Okay. So it's funny that you said that because I was going to mention that too. If the Lakers end up having a better record than the 76ers, I think they'll give it to LeBron.
I think they will too.
He should have got it last year.
Yeah, that's facts.
And then everybody saw what happened in the playoffs after that when he found out he didn't get it. So, hey, you know what? Give it to somebody else. See what happens.
Yeah.
So wrapping up those awards, I think that we're all pretty spot on with who's getting what. So Jay, we got some questions for you, man. Some quick fun questions. Nothing too serious, obviously. We'll ask you this: what's your basketball Mount Rushmore? So, what is 4 to 5 guys that you look at, right, and you say this is basketball guys who, and keep in mind, it doesn't have to be in order your top 5 guys. It's who you think shapes basketball, who changes basketball, who inspired the culture and everything.
For me, mine's changed so much. I really be going off of who I love watching play. Who I feel like is undeniable. Obviously, it's Kobe first.
Absolutely.
Kobe first. I put A lot of people don't do it, but I put KD in there just because I don't feel like nobody could stop him. He's 7 foot and he could get a bucket whenever. And they sleep on his defense too. So I feel like KD's in there for me. Shaq, I love Shaq. Shaq's in there for me. Bron, of course. And just Jordan, forget it. Jordan, forget it. I might as well forget it.
Yeah,
But
I think everybody pretty much has like the same answers for this question. Like we always get like Kobe, Mike, Bron, Shaq, and then either Steph or AI. And then you obviously threw in KD.
And so. KD deserves to be in that conversation.
KD, I feel like I don't get like KD gets his props, but when it comes to like matching like all time, no, rarely. But I feel like he deserves it. But it's just because I feel like it's biased because of the moves he made. But if he was with a solid team and he just can't continue to do what he's doing right now, they put it in there. But it's just like people is always with that, oh, he's a snake and all that. So it's just they don't.
I mean, he's making moves for the best, best possible.
For him. So
he was making career moves. So you plus 4 other people, doesn't matter who it is, NBA players, the people that you know. You plus 4, you take to any court in the world, and you're not losing.
And we're not losing.
Who are those 4 other guys?
I'm gonna put my boy, rest in peace, Darion, in there, just because we hooped for each other since we was little. So when we're together, I feel like we're both the same height, same length. Like we're in there, like we're there. I'm putting Matt in there. You said NBA tour, or you just said former player?
It doesn't matter.
Whoever you want to throw in there.
Okay, I'm gonna put Matt in there. That's 3. I can put Kobe. I'm putting Kobe in there. Forget it.
Yeah, there you go.
We're not losing. Kobe's in there, and then Shaq. Boom. Boom. That team's all over the place, but we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done.
That team is a bunch of dudes that are.
We're gonna get it done. And then Kobe's gonna push me and Dare to get it out there. Madden's Shaq. They gonna do what they do. They're gonna do what they do.
So moving back to the NBA a little bit, who is coming out of the East? Who's coming out of the West? And who's winning that finals matchup?
Lakers, Nets, Lakers.
There we go. Simple answer. We do not need any more explanation.
Lakers, Nets, Lakers.
Everybody's reasoning is pretty obvious for that one. So is there anything that you're watching right now that you want to put on, or any music that you're listening to? Let us know.
Okay. Watching. Honestly, I've been watching Twitch. I watch a lot of Twitch right now. I've been watching T Grizzly, GTA RP. That's actually comedy. If you haven't seen that, make sure that is comedy.
It's just hilarious.
Music, I've been listening to my brother DT from GC.
Yes, sir.
We're listening to that. If you haven't, the Come Up EP, it's all everywhere.
Yes, sir.
And
go get that.
Also having a project for him on the project is on the 25th. It's called V-Long Thug. It's gonna be out on the 25th. So I've been listening to that a lot. A lot of my friends. I used to listen to a lot of like, just a lot of mainstream, but I'm coming to the age where it's like people value the celebrities and stuff like that, and their friends is walking legends. So it's good to value the people that around you and their talent more than the celebrities, So absolutely. I realize that.
You understand that, definitely. Yeah.
So appreciate the people around you. That's it. It's all about that support. It keeps them going. So that's for me. Also my little brother too, Chino. I've been listening to him a lot.
Okay.
I'm actually having this project too dropping in April. So
very nice. Last question before we let you go. Is there anything or anybody you want to shout out to, give their flowers to? Let us know. This is like your little 10 to 15 seconds of fame here to just talk your shit.
Shout out to my moms. Can't do nothing without her. That's my everything. Shout out to P. Millie. That's my right hand too. That's like my best friend. Keep going, keep pushing. And shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I love what y'all doing. All in the mix. I love it all, and keep pushing. I love it. Gives me something to watch. Like something to watch.
Hey, so, even if people don't watch it, we are decent background noise, because even if you're like just put it on, you might hear something you think it's funny. You're like, wait, what's talking about?
Yeah, and some of the facts that come up, people don't know about that. Yeah,
exactly. So that pretty much wraps it up for episode 8. Thank you, Jay, for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate you. Make sure you guys go get your CINCO brand merch ASAP before it sells out because it's going like hotcakes.
Yeah. Go cop it.
We will have the link and everything down below for you, just so people, if they can't find it for whatever reason, I mean, it's pretty easy to find. Everything will be down in the description below. Next week, episode 9, we will be having and being joined by head coach of Orange High School and former coach of mine, Jordan Castaneda. He will be on our show to talk about high school basketball. Will possibly be making a return this year, and everything he's got going on. So thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, that's it.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I said don't forget to like, comment,